going to make a prepared statement. There's not going to be any questions today, but hopefully it answers some of it. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Michael McPherson. I'm the Special Agent in charge of the FBI Tampa Division. As you're aware, the FBI and the Northport Police Department and our state and local law enforcement partners have been searching the area of the Carlton Reserve for Brian Laundrie, a person of interest in the murder of Gabby Petito. Earlier today, investigators found what appears to be human remains, along with personal items such as a backpack and notebook belonging to Brian Laundrie. These items were found in an area that up until recently have been underwater. Our evidence response team is on scene using all available forensic resources to process the area. It's likely the team will be on scene for several days. I know you have a lot of questions, but we don't have all the answers yet. We are working diligently to get those answers for you. We are grateful for the dedication and professionalism of the Northport Police Department, along with our partners from the state and local agencies. Complex investigations such as this cannot be accomplished by one agency alone, but there's just too many agencies to name them all here today. Portions of the Myakkahatchee Creek Environment Park and Carlton Reserve will remain closed to the public until further notice. This is an active and ongoing investigation, so we ask the public to maintain distance from any law enforcement personnel, equipment, vehicles, and other related activity for the safety of the public and to protect the integrity of our work. We have no additional comment related to today's activities. Our FBI Denver office is the lead investigative agency, and all future inquiries should be directed to them. We appreciate the tremendous support from the public and continue to ask for your assistance in bringing this investigation to close. Thank you.
Was the backpack found near the body? Justice for Gabby! 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 Justice for Gabby!
Breaking news on WFLA Now. Here is JB Buno.
You hear the calls. Justice for Gabby. After the FBI announces information that we have been receiving over the last several hours. Partial human remains discovered here today at the Carlton Reserve near a backpack and a notebook. A backpack and a notebook that might belong to Brian Laundrie, a scene that is now going to take several days for them to comb through. An evidence response team with the FBI and other law enforcement agencies here at the scene in Florida. Hey folks, JB Buno here with you live on WFLA Now. Let's show you that area here again. You saw that there were folks there on lawn chairs. Yes, lawn chairs that have the folks that have been outside of the Carlton Reserve, or really outside of Myakkahatchee, Walt. Just goes to show how many people have been following this story around the world and wanting updates. And we were talking about it right before the press conference began. The answer that we wanted as far as the question that was hopefully going to be asked, and we didn't get an opportunity here to ask any questions, was, is this Brian Laundrie? We did not learn that here today.
We did not. And I would like to hear the sound again. Did he say might? He worded it, it seemed, I would say oddly, did he say might have belonged to Brian Laundrie? Or did he say, he might have gone a step farther than that. It was, but he did say notebook. He did say backpack. Look, the notebook, by the way, if it's Brian Laundrie's, is fascinating, right? Because what could we learn from that notebook? What will be released from that notebook by the FBI? But he also pointed out, and we've said this, you and I have both said this, we've all said this, very complicated investigation involving multiple jurisdictions and multiple agencies that are trying to coordinate and figure out these answers. He also was somewhat apologetic to the public.
Hold on a second. I have another feed here. I want to hit the touch screen and bring up just a couple different feeds here there just to show everybody here. And take a look here, yet another shot that we have here now going across the front area of the Carlton Reserve. You can see that there are some
Hello, everyone. Sorry I've been so lax this week because I'm on vacation. But yeah, this could be big news, but we never know. Right? What, big eyes?
Yeah, I you know I missed the part about the what he said because I got in here late. But it sounds like we got a nothing burger.
Another one. Yeah, we got nothing. Let's go through everyone in chat real quick. Hey, Brooke, how you doing? Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm fine. Guys, there's nothing wrong with me. Just it's a vacation week. My husband's off work. I'm off work. Hello, Holly. Hello, Melissa. I missed you too. Hello, Tilly. Gary says JB has been giving me a migraine today. I don't blame you. Hello, Kat. Hey, Viv Hart. Hey, Casey. Hey, Deb. Hello, Black Sheep. Hello, Jimmy Hoffa. Great name, by the way. Love that. Love that. Katie Bird. Hello, my friend. Let me see. I think I missed somebody. Yeah. Hello, Dallas. Hello, Christy. All right. So let's get to the nitty gritty. What is really going on here? Is it really Brian Laundrie? Hello?
They found his stuff. They found pieces of someone.
They found pieces of someone and they found a notebook.
Yeah. I wonder what was in the notebook.
Creepy shit.
Oh, without a doubt.
Probably a confession. Hence why the human remains there are probably him.
Well, I'm sure he's going to blame Gabby in all of this. That was his confession of why she died, because she tormented him, and then he was going to just take himself out. That's what I'm thinking.
It's like he took a page from the O.J. Simpson playbook.
Yep.
And then yesterday we had Larry Millette, Maya Millette's husband, arrested for murder.
Yes, that's wonderful. They finally hauled him in.
It took 9 months. Took 9 months.
And the only reason they sped it up, I think, because they had proof that he was trying to figure out how to leave. He was withdrawing large sums of money. So they decided, before they made it an international manhunt, they'd just get him. So.
Yep, and that is really good news. Does anybody want to grab the link and come up and chat? Because I'm kind of leaning towards that they actually found him this time.
I think it's probably him. But they have to, go through all the DNA stuff and then try to figure out if there's enough there to determine how he died,
Yeah. It really can't. They're like human remains. I get that, but I want to know what condition they're in. It hasn't been long enough to not know who this person is.
Yeah.
These aren't scattered bones. Either you know who it is or you don't.
Well, before there was a body found, and they right away came out and said it wasn't him. So that tells me they think this is him. They're just trying to confirm it. Maybe, you got to think about in a water situation like that, you got crabs and that kind of stuff. It could have really, his features and everything been very deteriorated, to put it nicely.
Yeah.
And but someone said they saw a police officer put his hand on Chris Laundrie's shoulder, like consoling him. And Roberta was crying when they left there today. So they're pretty sure it's him, I think. They just have to be really sure.
How did they not know? That's my question.
Well,
They put him there. They left him there. They set this entire thing up. They picked up the Mustang, acting like they just came across it.
Yeah, but it's just really weird because this is the same area. Was it last week? I lose track of time with this mess. But that Chris Laundrie went there and was going to help them search.
Yep.
It's the same area. And it's like they were waiting for the water to go down. Like they knew that maybe he had killed himself. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how can you know?
No, you're exactly right. But I want to know, why two parents that love their child so much are gardening and getting on with life and not saying, you know what, he could be in trouble.
I know that's so puzzling how these people operate. They're not normal.
No, they're not. They're not. Hey, Kat, what's going on?
Hey, Brooks, how you doing? Hey, what big guys?
Hey, Kat.
Hey, yeah, I just wanted to say, I think it is him. I think it's got to be him because there's only one other alternative, and that is that someone planted his belongings there. And if his parents did that, then they had to know that there was already human remains under the water to kind of set it up to look like it's him. I think it's him.
Yeah, I think so.
Otherwise, it's too much of a coincidence, and I don't really believe in coincidences.
Yeah, and so my next question is, what's going to happen once they come out and say this was him? Are we going to hear everything that they know about the case, about Gabby, and so her parents can have some kind of closure? This is not justice at all.
No, not at all.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. And there is so much going on in this circus that I cannot stand. At this point, it's ridiculous.
I'm going to be right back.
Okay.
His parents knew where they took him. They knew who drove the Mustang. They knew where it was. They weren't just driving around leisurely and just came across it.
Exactly. It happened. The remains come up on the day after the park was reopened to the public.
Yeah,
it was searched yesterday.
That's so weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's too weird.
Well, what a coinkydink. See, I don't believe in coincidence at all.
No.
It's one thing if you leave church and you come across someone at the grocery store going, oh my gosh, I just saw you. But no, those type of coincidences don't happen.
No. I wonder if his parents knew that he was there all along. Wonder if they found him before, but decided it was sort of time to lead the way to where he was, kind of thing. I don't know. Right. They don't seem to have had much responsibility or care about him, if it is him, because I was under the impression that they were protecting him. They would have sent him out the country. I thought he was living it up in Copacabana, like Barry Manilow, you know.
Well, and like Holly just said, am I crazy to feel like it's potentially not him? No, you're not crazy, because we have gone through this for weeks.
Right.
It could honestly not be him. They have found other bodies in that reserve.
Yeah.
Because his things are there does not mean it's him.
Not necessarily, but it would be a hell of a coincidence if it wasn't him and his belongings were right next to a dead body, unless he killed someone else and left them there with his belongings. I don't know.
Well, that's the only possibility. That he did that, and then they know because he's been in communication with them. You know, I mean, we're going to do hypothetical here, but then they would know where to go and where to lead the search to find the body.
Mm.
But what's the point? Because they're going to know who this person is. They'll
Right.
be able to get enough DNA. So
Oh
that's
yeah,
kind of
I should think they'll identify the body fairly quickly, or the remains fairly quickly. They must be able to do tests and stuff.
right. I don't know. This whole thing has just been so totally weird
Mm.
from the get go.
And I mean, who knows who put the stuff there? Who knows where he really is?
Right.
Let's think outside the box,
Right.
because coincidences don't really just happen like this.
Right.
No. But like you said, there have been 3 other bodies found during the search for him. And I kind of think that if nothing else, that gives their families some closure. The other people that have been found. And if that's what
Right.
this turns out to be, then hopefully someone else's family will have closure. But I just think it's too much of a coincidence to not be him.
Right. But what kind of a piece of shit parent are you to know that your son was involved in something terrible?
Right.
He knew that him and his girlfriend had problems. I mean, I've been reading these text messages between Roberta and other people.
Mm.
She knew it. So then you drive across country. He comes back without her.
Mm.
And then you drop him off in a park.
Right. Take him on a camping trip.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder, because when Cassie came out and spoke to the press that night, it really seemed as though she'd been neglected through all of this, his sister. And her parents weren't really looking out for her. They were looking out for Brian. But now I'm wondering if they did the basic. They knew something was wrong. They got him a lawyer, and he just decided to take off because he didn't feel like he was going to be able to go through with it, or cope with the aftermath of what he'd done. And maybe they didn't know where he was all of this time. Maybe they knew he was in the reserve, but that was the last they heard from him.
Well, that's possible.
It is. I'm just, I cannot wrap my mind around
No.
the Laundrie family. I just can't.
Right. Me either. Like you said, they've been out mowing their lawn, tending their garden, doing their household chores they haven't got a care in the world. And in the meantime, their son's out there. They know that he's done something to Gabby, murdered Gabby, and then he's disappeared. And they're not out there searching every moment of every day for him. That's what made me think that they knew where he was.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, you're right. They weren't looking for him.
No.
And whether your child is guilty or innocent, who leaves them alone at a time like this?
Right. They did it to Cassie as well. They basically left her to her own fate.
So they're basically like Dawn and Candace Wells.
Yeah.
They don't care about kids.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how it seems to me. They did the basic that they had to do. They got him a lawyer. And I think as far as they're concerned, they did what they had to do. And that's it.
Yep.
It's pretty sick. And that's possibly how he ended up being the violent POS that he is, because of the neglect or something, because you don't know the family history. You can only just base it on what you've seen since this has all happened. It's quite possible that both of the kids were neglected as they were growing up, and they've both turned to their own, to face their own demons kind of thing.
Yeah,
I'm not making excuses for him at all, by the way, not at all.
No.
I'm just trying to see if he is like that, where did it come from?
Yeah, because you just don't know what happens behind the walls,
Exactly. And while I was sitting there thinking, wow, they're protecting him, they've sent him somewhere nice, they're paying for him to stay there. Maybe the truth and the reality was he thought he's not getting protected by them. He's going to go off and do whatever he needed to do because he couldn't cope with it, and he couldn't cope with the guilt, and he couldn't cope with his parents. And they've let him do that. I mean, it's quite astonishing, really.
They have let him do whatever he wants, whenever he wants, since the day he was born.
Right. And that's probably how he ended up becoming such a dominating arsehole. I have to do a Kevin here, in my opinion.
In my opinion. Kevin's in here somewhere. If he wants to grab the link, he can come up. Yeah, nothing about this whole situation makes sense to me. Because, you get your child an attorney, and then you go on a camping trip and you come out without him. You move his Mustang, then you go get it and declare him missing when you knew where he was the whole time. Can someone help me here?
Yep. It's just
I didn't think he'd turn out to be in that reserve at all. I was convinced after all these days of searching and all the drones and all the JB, broadcasts and stuff. I was sitting there going, for God's sake, stop looking for him in that damn reserve. He's not there.
Yeah, that was me. I said, what in the world is wrong with them? I did not think he was there at all.
I 100% did not think that he was going to turn up in that reserve at all. But they knew he was there. They told the police that's where he was. His family told the police that's where he was.
Yeah.
So
and they
knew.
left him there?
Right.
So on one hand, I'm like, okay, so they're just trying to protect their child, get him due process. And now I'm like, you honestly took your own child and dropped him off.
Right.
And you go home to let him kill himself.
Right.
Who the fuck does that?
Exactly.
I think there's only been one
child in jail than dead by his own hand.
Right. I think there was one time when the father went out looking with the FBI, wasn't there? Or the people searching. The father went out with them at one point.
Yeah. And it was right there in that area.
Was it?
Yes, it was the same area that they went to today.
Wow.
Because when Chris was walking out, like last week, I believe it was, he had a big old smile on his face. He was laughing. He was talking with the officers. The one officer actually looked like Brian. I'm like, wow, that would be a crazy story. And I'm like, how can you be so comfortable and not concerned about what could be going on with your whole life situation? And your son could potentially be out there. At that point, I believed he was in New York.
Yeah, me too.
I thought he was in Copacabana. Or somewhere, hot and sunny, living it up on the beach somewhere.
Yeah.
It's quite shocking.
This is just like the Twilight Zone.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
I'm guessing that things will start to come out in the fullness of time. But it's kind of frustrating at the moment because the remains haven't been identified and we don't know if there was anything in that notebook that was found or if it's been submerged underwater, or all we know is what we see, mostly brought to us by JB.
Yeah.
I wonder what he'll do now, JB.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I hope he starts a hair salon.
Or at least a line of hair products.
Yep.
Absolutely.
But where is the justice for Gabby? Because this idiot was not watched. His parents let him get away.
Right.
And
well, if that's him, then her justice is scattered all over that swamp.
Right. There is no justice.
No, there's no justice.
no, it's like Alexa Sharkey. I said that about the same thing about when her husband, when he killed himself in Florida.
Exactly.
I'm like, so nothing.
Yeah, like what Big Eyes said, it's never going to be comfort for her family.
No. It's just sick and twisted.
It is. I see a few people in chat saying Walt's hair looks better than JB's. If you think JB has better hair, put a 1 up. If you think Walt's hair is better, put a 2 up.
Well, that's a hard choice.
Yeah.
I think they have the same barber, the same hard part and everything.
Uh-huh.
Okay, here we go. The results are coming in.
Okay, of course, Sal is planning on marrying JB, so she's got the 1 up. Todd says 2, Tilly 1, Riri says 2.
Oh, it's a close call.
Phoenix says 1.
Because Amanda's like totally gone for 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So you have to add all of those up.
Absolutely. Brooke says 1. UK says 1. Yep. Looks like JB wins.
Yay. Oh dear.
Oh well, I'm gonna wind this down. I'm gonna get back to the pool because I'm on vacation.
Oh, how lovely. You don't have to rub our noses in it, Brooks. I'm sitting here in my flat where it's raining in the UK. Thanks.
Oh, hush. Hush.
Go
We're
get
really
a suntan
not even
girl.
doing anything really important this week. Like catching up like on doctor visits and we got a new car, so we got it registered.
Cool.
Hang on a second. Sal says, I'm not going to betray my man. The Walt's looking great. Oh, when JB hears that Amanda said that, he will be done with her.
He'll be crushed.
Oh, my Amanda, how could you do that to JB?
Oh, goodness.
I mean, I will not tell him. I will not. And I'm sure he watches this every day. But hey, that's between you and JB.
I think the engagement's off, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
well,
know.
thanks for having me up on panel anyway. It's great to chat to you guys, and thanks to everyone in chat.
All right, love you guys. Hey, we'll be back on Tuesday. Unless anything happens, we'll jump on.
Cool.
Thank you so much, What Big Eyes. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, JB. Thank you,
You're
Walt.
welcome.
Thank you, everyone, for jumping in. And I'm not seeing justice for Gabby.
No.
No. But we'll keep her memory alive.
Yes.
Absolutely. I'm just not, I
don't see justice for her, but what I do see is an inspiration to women that are trapped in abusive relationships.
Yes.
It's Domestic Violence Month in the US, is it not?
Yes, it is.
And I think if her story even helps one person, sometimes you just have to hold on to something that can come out of a bad situation.
Right.
I hope that doesn't sound too glib. I don't mean it to.
Oh, no. No, that's the only meaning that can come from this,
Yeah.
without getting justice, that her situation is able to save others from having the same fate,
I hope so.
And also women are fierce. Okay. We are. We should be each other's best friends, and sometimes we're not.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So we need to keep a community of women together that we can discuss these things and we can help each other.
Right.
Never feel alone.
That's true.
Never feel alone. Alienation breeds abuse.
You're right.
Well, on that note, guys, I'm going to run off here and I will see you on Tuesday, unless something happens.
Okay,
Love
thanks,
you guys.
guys.
We have the best community, the best chat, the best mods. I just absolutely adore everyone.
Thanks, Brooke.
Bye-bye.
Good to talk to you. Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
See y'all later.